Yeah. There was Simon. He had ecstasy. It was nearly going to be you.
BBC1. Now, a party election broadcast by the British National Party.
Here at the Cenotaph, every year, we remember those millions of men and women who gave their lives so that Britain might remain free. Yet right now, the politicians are planning to destroy this freedom. Labour and the Liberal Democrats and the so-called nationalists in Scotland and Wales support a European single currency, which is just a step towards a European superstate and the end of Britain's freedom. The Tories say not at the moment, but they don't rule it out later. In other words, they're completely irresolute about preserving the freedom that our ancestors died for. We believe our war dead deserve something better. We believe we owe it to them to preserve Britain as a free nation, which means not only opposing a single currency and a federal Europe, but bringing this country out of Europe altogether.
In 1973, Tory Prime Minister Heath signed the Treaty of Rome and dragged us into Europe. It's now time to take stock. We were told about the economic benefits, but what are the facts? Well, we now have an adverse balance of trade with the European Union of £6.2 billion every year. British industry has been gutted as European exporters have invaded our markets. Our fishermen have been ruined, and thousands of British farmers have been put out of business. Some people in this election are saying, yes, let's get out of Europe and have free trade with the world. But where has that got us? Many imports aren't from Europe, but they still destroy British jobs. We need to rebuild our economy through a Buy British policy. We need to protect our manufacturers, our farmers, our fishermen, and other British workers. Recent opinion polls have found that 80% of the British people are against the single currency, and 40% want out of Europe altogether. People like these.
One of the things that concerns me is that we have to pay £20 a week extra per family for food in Europe. I think we should get out, so I'm voting BNP.
I just don't like someone in Europe telling me what to do. We're British. We should govern ourselves. I'm voting BNP.
Europe's been a complete disaster for most British farmers and industry. We'd be far better off out of it. That's why I support the BNP.
I'm not against Europeans. We can be friends with Europe, but let's stay British. We've got over 1,000 years of history. It would be madness to throw it away.
I'm voting BNP because I don't trust the Tories. One moment they're facing one way on Europe, the next moment another way. We've got to come out.
So can Britain get out of Europe? Can we go it alone?
Yes, we can. This is not a second-rate nation. Across the ages, this nation has stood alone and survived and come through. Again and again, the British people have taken their destiny into their own hands and by their own fighting spirit amazed the world. What an insult to our ancestors, who gave their lives for our freedom, to say that after all their sacrifice, we must now cave in, surrender without a fight, because our rulers have lost the will to govern. In this election, you have this unique chance to vote against this betrayal, to vote against Britain in Europe, and for the recovery of British freedom, by voting British National Party.
That was a party election broadcast by the British National Party.